you can basically apply to get a temporary separation from the Coast Guard for up to 2 years. During that 2-year period, you can either associate with the reserves or not associate with the reserves. It's not necessarily a very easy decision. You really have to get some good advice on that. For some people, it may be better to not associate with the reserves, especially people who have another income coming in or have saved some money and maybe already have some other benefits, because if you don't associate with the reserves, when you come back in on active duty, you sort of come back in 2 years back, and you're not competing with the people that have stayed on active duty for the past 2 years. If you associate with the reserves, that's pretty great in many ways, but now you're competing against your running mates who now have 2 years of active duty OERs, and you have basically 1 year covering 2 years of reserve duty. So some folks are in great positions where they're able to, stay competitive for advancements and promotions. I would say that kind of caveat maybe mostly on the officer side. It's just one of those things you have to look for, and you have to be very mindful. I'll just say, especially officers, where there's all these caveats that you kind of need to hit all the qualifications to be able to be, considered for promotion. So there are a little bit of risks, but for some folks, I definitely have known men and women, enlisted and officers, that have taken advantage of it to do all sorts of things, just to work on the outside, to write a book, to take care of kids, to take care of parents. And some people come back in, and some people don't. So I definitely have given people advice, even if they're getting out and they think, oh, I'm never coming back in the Coast Guard. If you're eligible for that program, put in for it, try to get it, because now you've left the door open. So when you're out there and you thought about it and you've had this experience, you're like, wow, I really do want to go back in the Coast Guard. If you don't keep that connection, sometimes that door has been closed and it's hard to get back in.